Congratulations, Ron, and the entire team. Truly an inspiration for all of us. So before I announce welcome our next speaker, who I know we're all eager to hear from, if you know Barb Lemieux, you know that she absolutely wilts under attention, as is happening right now. And she was absolutely mortified to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award from Insight Magazine earlier this year. And as all of us can attest, especially her husband, Julian, who I see there, she defines what it means to be tireless, and her commitment to this region is truly tireless. And so let's embarrass the heck out of her with a round of applause. So here in Titletown, we are so blessed to have a legacy of football players and coaches from the Packers who have such a positive presence in our community. And actually last night, I had the pleasure of having dinner with my kids and Bart Starr Jr., who is the son of the famous quarterback for the Packers during the early years. And he was in town for the inauguration of the Bart Starr Museum at Rawhide Youth Services, which is actually happening today as well. And we talked about Lombardi, we talked about his father, we talked about Reggie White, of course Mark Murphy, and then we lingered for a long time on one particular name, who is our next speaker, LeRoy Butler. And it is amazing that most of us, when we think of LeRoy, we think of his positive presence in the community before we even think of his Hall of Fame football statistics, which speaks to his true character. And he doesn't just wear his heart on his sleeves, he wears it on his face, which you're going to see right now. And I grew up here in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, watching LeRoy on TV. I saw the Lambeau Leap on my parents' bedroom television. And I never in a million years thought I would one day get to know him. And we have just gotten so close for the past couple of years. He's taken my kids under his wings and like so many other people in the community. And it's just truly a pleasure to introduce. And before I bring LeRoy onto the stage, I just want to tell you about one small anecdote of when sometimes we talk personal finance. And he was telling me one day, he was like, I could be tax domiciled in Florida because I'm there a lot and I have a home, but I don't mind paying Wisconsin taxes because these are my people. These are the people who have supported me all along. This is a true story. These are the people that have supported me all along, so paying taxes here, not a big deal. This is LeRoy Butler, so welcome, LeRoy. So blessed to have you here.
Thirty years ago, we launched an incredible stretch of amazing football at Lambeau Field. We had a team loaded with talent. Mike Holmgren, Brett Favre, Sterling Sharp, Reggie White, and oh yeah, myself. And we were on the cusp of being one of the best teams of the 90s. We just need a boost, a nudge, or something to get us going. That's why I come in. Let me set the stage for you. Oh yeah, you're a big part of the story. I'll get back to you in a minute. December 26, 1993.
Hello everybody, welcome to Lambeau Field.
Lambeau Field was cold, 0 degrees, minus 20 degrees wind chill. Perfect for the boys from sunny LA.
And welcome to football this afternoon between the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Raiders.
We win, and we've got a chance to clinch the first playoff berth for the Packers in 11 years. Say no more.
First and goal at the 1-yard line. Here's Favre on the handoff to Edgar. Touchdown.
Boom, 7-0. Then
The 15 to the 10 to the 5, and he is over the goal line.
Boom again, 14-0. And the defense was cooking.
Touchdown, and Reggie White said, no, you don't.
The Raiders didn't even know what hit them. We're up 2 scores going into the fourth quarter, looking for the knockout blow. That's when this place delivers.
Holy cow!
So here's where this play really picks up. So as I'm coming down, I see Randy Jordan gets the ball and catches it. I hit him. The ball comes out, I'm like, where's the ball? Where is it? And then all of a sudden I see Bryce pop. Tony Bennett, our two linebackers, they were trying to run and they fall because the field was frozen. All of a sudden I see Reggie White. Reggie White comes over here and he's struggling, trying to run. He's falling, we call eye contact. And he lateraled me the ball. And then it dawned on me that Mike Holmgren says, if any defensive back get an interception or a fumble, don't lateral the ball. So Reggie wasn't supposed to do that, but it's Reggie White. When I got the ball as a defensive back, because I never score, I'm running down, and then it hit me. What am I gonna do? Something dance, because I did go to Florida State. As I get it right about here, it just pops in my head. I'm gonna jump in the stands. And when I kept going, I threw the ball down, and I jump up into the best fan's arms and get the best hug of all time from the best fans of all time.
It is a touchdown for LeRoy Butler.
You worked so hard to get this thing done this year, and we haven't done it easy one time. I am so proud of you, I can't put it into words.
"30 years, it's been a long time, my friend, and this helped launch 3 decades of awesome Lambeau leaps for some of the best Packer players and, of course, the best fans in the business. I'll always say, this is the best way we can show our appreciation to you. We've done it for 30 years, 60, 100 more. To the best fans in the world, to the best place in the world. Happy anniversary, Lambeau Leap. Go Pack Go.
Thank you very much. Before I get started, I do need some water, because I was talking to Renee Terzala, my cousin, by the way, and I left my water. Can somebody give me some water and charge it to Schreiber Foods? Oh, my man, thank you. Hey, so that's what you get for a Hall of Fame football card. You get water. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I didn't get my Schreiber Foods joke out. I'm sorry for the water, but I think they heard me. I am very honored to be here. This is very much something I knew I was going to be a part of. When you see the title, Leaps, I was like, maybe they'll invite me to speak. So God is good. That's not true. It just kind of organically happened. I'm very excited to be here because I'm hoping that at least half of the room don't know me, because I want you to kind of get to know my story and get to know who I am. I really hope. So if you are some undercover Bears fans, a Viking fan, Lion fans, oh, thank you. There's always one or two. Because those are the people that ask pictures with me and they have a flip phone and it doesn't work. But it's okay. It's okay. Because today we're all on the same team. We just have home field advantage. So I just want you to know the thinking of what the person outside of the uniform. I think that's very important to know that, because two things can be true. You can have a favorite player, but how much do you really know about them? So I like to tell my life story. And I tell you what, for me, it was very difficult. If you have any parent who's dealing with a special needs kid or special education, if you're a teacher, are there any teachers or education people? Are you married to any? Do you know any teachers? It's a smart group. Thank you, young man. Yeah, thank you. I love teachers, and I'll explain why. So I'm LeRoy Butler from Jacksonville, Florida, born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida. I mean, right in the inner city, in the projects. Poverty was a big deal because, when you're a kid, you don't choose where you live, what you look like, your clothes, your parents, your relatives. Sometimes I wish I could choose some of my cousins, but they were mine. But you're just coming to this earth. So as a young man, growing up in poverty was very difficult. My mom raised 5 kids by herself. Her and my mom got divorced when I was like 3 or 4. So it was just her raising these kids. And all the kids were normal except for one couldn't run and jump like the other kids. But that was the one that was always looking at my mom as my hero. Because I saw the way she worked 3 jobs to do everything to make sure we had everything we need. So I couldn't go out and do a lot of the things, but going to school was very difficult. When I got to school, kids would bully me for whatever reason, but I didn't pay them any mind, because to me, I was going to school to learn from the smartest people in the world, my teachers. My grandmother told me that. So I learned to be respectful. And then it just seemed like the older that I got, I really had this conversation. I love grandparents, by the way, because I have 6 grandkids. Don't ask me their names. I have no idea. You just like, yeah, you, come here. Come, yeah. Bring me the remote. So I go over there, I go to my grandmother's house, and my grandmother says, you know what, God gave everybody a talent. I said, wait. What? God gave everybody a talent. I said, well, Grandma, what's my talent? I mean, I got braces on my legs. Matter of fact, I told Tom Hanks this, that I was Forrest Gump way before him. That movie wasn't even out yet. I mean, I said, I don't get invited to sleepovers. I don't go to the pool. I had no idea what a mall was. So what's my talent? And my grandfather said, you know what? You have a very unique talent because nothing bothers you. You just ignore negative stuff. Because down south, you may hear anything at any time. You can't fight people. You ignore them. And my 5th grade teacher told me this, which was brilliant. She said, negative things are like a stadium. Because when you play in the NFL, because I told everybody with nauseam that I'm going to the NFL. Some believed it, some thought I was weird, but it was fine. It's like a stadium. You can't run in the stands. You just win by success. I said, oh, okay, I get it. And then I had dyslexia. I couldn't read. And then my teacher thought I was colorblind. So she was going through these colors, and one of them she got to, and I'm staring at it, but I'm not saying anything. She said, what's the color? And she later learned out, I'm not colorblind, I just can't spell magenta. Who makes up these colors? Just black, white, yellow, brown, but the other color, and my daughters call it fuchsia anyway, So growing up, it was just always something negative. So now I'm growing up, we're still in the inner city, in the projects, a lot of violence, a lot of crime. Again, my goal is to get my mom out of the inner city by playing in the NFL. Now, it was my time to get baptized this Sunday. And now down south, we go to church like every day of the week. And I used to say, hey, Grandma, doesn't God go home to his family? Why do we have to go on a Wednesday? Isn't Jesus at a barbecue? It's Friday. No, we gotta go to church. Fine. You wear your hand-me-downs and you go. But I'm thinking, okay, now why does everybody in the church need to know if I'm getting baptized? Well, it's kind of a thing, okay. So they put your name up on the board. And so the first time I chickened out. Nope, can't do it. And the pastor, he wouldn't pressure you. A couple months later, it was my turn again, chickened out. And then my sister, who's like my role model, she said, listen, it's just like swimming. So you just go there and they put you under, come out, and so she's trying to make it, fine. So a good friend of mine, a kid that swam, I went up to him, I said, what do you have when you go swimming? He said, well, I have my goggles, I have this. So he gave me his goggles, and he actually gave me some flippers that didn't fit. And I had on some swimming trunks that I borrowed from the Salvation Army. And when they called me to come down, I'm walking down like I'm going like a scuba diving. And the pastor laughed so hard, he was like, what? And then all of a sudden he said, whatever works. Whatever works. You put the robe on, they dunk you, and it's over. And I said, wait, it wasn't that big of a deal. But to me, I always found out to use humor with negative stuff and kind of turn it around. Now, when I got to junior high, it was rough. I didn't have any friends. I mean, again, I didn't know anything that what normal kids would have to just basic living. In the lunchroom, in high school, I heard there was a rumor that they had like a hot dog on a stick and it had cornbread on it. And they said it's a corn dog. I never had a corn dog. And they had some like a little pastry with some cheese on it. And they said, that's pizza. Never had pizza. And my teacher said, why do you always stand in the line for free lunch and reduced? I said, ma'am, I cannot afford to eat what the other students eat. Think about it, it was only 38 cents every day. Couldn't afford it. So my teacher, that's why I love teachers, she emptied out her purse, got all this change. She says, every day you're gonna eat what all the other kids eat. I said, that's amazing. This is great. The next year, at Lee High School, the teachers got together and paid for the kids' lunch. The following year, they got rid of that. Everybody eat the same. And if you want extra stuff, you can buy it. But I love my teachers. So I'm sitting in my algebra class wondering, who in the world invented algebra? Like, I have to add 2 numbers to get a letter. It equals a ladder. That ladder is a 0. But if Miss Gordon can teach it to me, she's platinum. So I'm sitting in there, and all of a sudden, the principal comes on. I'd like to make an announcement, the first ever All-American in school history. I didn't think it was going to be me, because we had some players that was very good. But he said, when you see LeRoy Butler, congratulate him. And I said, wow, I'm All-American. Everybody knows me. Now, I'm the same kid that wore hand-me-downs. And just about 6 weeks ago, they said, that's that kid. You wore hand-me-downs. Your brother wore that 2 weeks ago. I said, you're wrong. He had it on yesterday. I don't care. I'm not in school for a fashion show. I'm in school to learn from the smartest people in the world. There's no comeback to that. They're like, okay, well, we were just kidding, but no. Because I was focused. And then I go to my locker, and I saw something I've never seen before. I saw a girl. And when they heard that announcement, it was these 3 girls around my locker. I've never been this close to a girl before. I don't know what do you say, what do you do? I'm like, I'm used to being around football players all the time, and they all smell like bologna with the red thing around the meat. Exactly. So I'm not used to this, because they smell amazing. And one stepped out, congratulations on being All-American. I said, well, thank you very much. How did you know where my locker was? They just made the announcement. She said, well, we have now women down south, they talk with their hands and their neck. We have our ways of finding out. Whoa, okay. So I said, wait a minute, so you telling me that girls only like smart, rich, good-looking, respectful guys? Yep, that's all we like. I said, God, that's the secret. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe I smelled bad or something, but no, you have to network. Network. That's what business is all about, networking. And to me, again, it seems like I'm in this vessel, and God is like, everything in my way, he moves it for me to control it. So I get a letter from every college in the United States, because I was All-American. I didn't get one from Wisconsin, by the way. I'm not mad at them. I don't know if I'd have came, but just be honest. Florida State University, we're gonna offer you a scholarship. But guess what? You can't attend college because I didn't pass the SAT test. That means that you're not eligible. But teams can offer you, but you just can't play your freshman year. So all those schools pull back their offers. But Coach Bobby Bowden at Florida State, not only did he give me a scholarship, he wrote my mom a handwritten letter. I want to come do a home visit to give him the scholarship. I said, wait. He wanted to what? They got to come to your house. So I told Miss Gordon, I say, Miss Gordon, if he sees where I live, there's no way he's gonna give me a scholarship. She says, listen, it's not about the environment, it's the person. Okay, so I went and called Coach Bobby Bowden. If you're a young person, I apologize, but we had payphones. I went to the payphone. Superman was not in this payphone. So I go in the payphone, put a quarter in, and I'm claustrophobic. I did not want to shut that door because I'm thinking it won't open. But I called him up. Sue Hall, his assistant, hold for Coach Bowden. My heart was beating. Coach Bobby Bowden. He says, LeRoy, we got to come down to your house because I need to tell Miss Butler and explain to her about Proposition 48, all the rules. I say, Coach, can't you just send her a letter? No, I got to go do a home visit. So I already have anxiety. I'm like, okay, fine. Meet me at the local gas station. I'll be on a purple bicycle. Some kids, my kids, had cars at like 15. I had a bicycle in college. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait there for you. He follows me into the projects. I'm on my bike, and you see the people in the projects like, what is going on? Who are these guys? And then it was Brad Scott was the head recruiter, and he pointed to the Seminole. We're going to see LeRoy Butler. That's Coach Bobby Bowden. The entire neighborhood comes out. So my mom is there, and Coach Bobby Bowden is coming into the projects to give me a scholarship. This is amazing. And when he comes in, my sister goes, Coach Bowden, you want something to drink? He says, sure, I'll have some water. And our water had some stuff floating on the top. I said, Coach, don't drink that. I'll take that from you. He said, Miss Butler, he can come to college, but he can't play his freshman year, but he can come to college. I got to get him out of this atmosphere because I know what his dream is. His dream is to go to NFL. We can help with that at Florida State University, and he'll be a better student and person. I must be something I always tell people, be that one yes for somebody that heard a bunch of no's. And when they come up to you, they don't know if you're going to say yes or no. They don't know if the company have any positions. They don't know if the company is accepting people that look like me, sound like me, dress like me. It don't matter. But when you hear that yes, it's amazing. And Florida State was that one yes for me. So I get to Florida State University. I don't play my freshman year. But here's how you can define line between being weird and kind of you're pushing the line. The team is going to drive, they're on the bus to go play Michigan. Okay, I'm not on the bus, obviously, not eligible. I'm standing out waving to them as they're going to play Michigan. The guys on the bus like, aren't you upset? No, I got plenty of time. I just want to let my teammates know that I'm still part of the team. Yes, I'm not on the boat, but mentally, I'm with the team. And that whole year, that's the way I was. My sophomore year, I was a pretty decent football player. My junior year, I was pretty good. Now, my senior year, I got a chance to meet somebody. I got to button up for this one. This is my famous moment. I got a chance to meet Bob Hope. Y'all don't know Bob Hope? Oh, my God. Bob Hope, thank you, this side of the room. Thank you. This side is like, when can we go eat? They're getting the food ready, don't worry. A few more minutes. So I'm thinking, I'm gonna get drafted. So I go back to the projects, I say, oh, if I'm at Bob Hope, All-American, I'll get drafted. Again, you know what my dream was. So we're packed in this small apartment. Maybe enough for 5 people, but it's 35 people packed in there. Okay? And my uncle is a Bears fan. He married into a family. My aunt lives in Aurora. You know, like Wayne's World. Never mind. So she's a Bears fan, of course. His ringtone, when as a few years ago, was, "We are the Bears, the wrecking crew." Hey, I say, you got to update your phone, cuz. But he's sitting there and saying, listen, if the Green Bay Packers draft you, tell them no. Because I do not like the Green Bay Packers. They're so obnoxious fans, blah, blah, blah. And full disclosure, I was a Cowboy fan growing up. We didn't get Packer fans. Oh, it's one Cowboy fan. I'm sorry what Joy and Love did to y'all. I apologize. Okay, hey, we gotta be nice. But, so I don't know who's gonna draft me. Again, I had anxiety because we had rotary phones. It's a phone that's for the younger people. It's a phone that stays on the wall. It's a long bungee cord from here to Milwaukee. And it's a big, now the people are not laughing, the ones who had the cordless phone. They're like, you know, but me, I had to stay on the wall. And if my cousin walked by, it's gonna hang up on you automatically, okay? We had a floor model TV that went out, but you use it as furniture. We had like furniture that you had to sit on the plastic or you'll get yelled at, okay? We had just double eggs and water. It wasn't some of these draft shows you see now, no. But that phone must ring. As soon as my uncle said that, the phone rang. I said, hello. It's Lee Rimmel, the Green Bay Packers. I said, man, this is amazing. Oh, I was so excited. He said, wait. You got to talk to Tom Bratz and Lindy Infante, the head coach. I said, well, put them on the phone. Let's get this party started. Do you know how long I've been waiting for this? So Lindy Infante got on the phone. It was as if God was talking to me. He said, we're going to select you with the 48th pick. My heart stopped. And he said, wait. Before we draft you, do you have any questions? I said, yes, sir. Where's Green Bay? Because I'm from Florida. And I say, full disclosure, in my geography class, when they went to the Midwest, I took a nap. I never thought I would go to Iowa, Wisconsin, and Michigan. No. Just thought I would be either Florida or Texas my whole life. But it changed my life. And I met the nicest person in my entire life. Bob Harlan changed my life. Well, I'll go back to that. I'll get too emotional. So now I'm on the plane going to, it was May 2nd, I think, May 2nd. I'm on the plane going to Austin Straubel Field, God's airport. You know. And as I come in, it was like 1,000 people there Tuesday at like 2 o'clock. I saw all these people. I'm like, man, do these people have jobs? Everybody got on green and gold. The dog got on a green and gold. Grandma got cheese earrings. I'm like, what is going on? It's like, this is awesome. And this one I knew I wanted to be a Packer my whole life. When I was on that plane, that pilot says, it's a beautiful day in Green Bay. The wind is coming from the north. It's a beautiful 17 degrees. But it was May 2nd. I'm like, some guy gets up, I've never seen this guy before, and gave me his Packer jacket. I had on shorts and a t-shirt on the plane, and I left Jacksonville, 84 degrees. So when I got here and saw those fans, I said to myself, I ain't never leaving. And I mean it. Because they took a chance on me, giving me an opportunity to do something that I've always wanted to do since I was a disabled kid. And then I get over to the locker room. I was 3 days late, but it wasn't my fault though. You know, the Packers, sometimes they try to, be hardball. They're not listening, so don't worry. Statute of limitation already ran out. It actually was my fault because I was trying to only get like $10,000 incentive, but Bob Harlan said, we'll give you 20. Love Bob Harlan. Come on in. So we come in, and I'm there. Now, my rookie year, we were 4-12, I think. Don't Google it. But it wasn't my fault. The next year, we were 6-10. I had nothing to do with it. They got to get better players. Ron Wolf comes in. Now, this was a cold moment. We had just beat Minnesota. Ron Wolf comes in and says, this is our exit meeting. He says, a lot of you guys probably won't be here because I want to win a Super Bowl. And he left. And Lindy Infante was standing right there. So Lindy gets up, okay, guys, we'll do our exit interviews, and I'll see you next year. But he kind of knew what was going on. Then they got Mike Holmgren in. So Lee Rimmel is the guy, who's the brains of the operation. I said, Lee, who in the world is Mike Holmgren? He came from San Francisco, they was super officer coordinator. I said, okay, great. I'm gonna come in and meet him. Came in, met him, everything was great. Then I heard a rumor, we're gonna get another quarterback. I said, wait a minute, we got a quarterback. Do you know our quarterback has the best mullet since Joe Dirt? Y'all didn't see Joe Dirt? Y'all got it, come on, man. best, Don Mikowski. No, they just went and got another quarterback. Brett Favre. What? How they gonna pull this off? Ron Wolf, it's Brett. Brett walks into the locker room. Just cool, I mean, because when you drafted by another team, you come into the locker room, you really don't know what to expect. Then he asked me, like, LeRoy, where's the bubbler? Oh, the water fountain. It's right around the corner. And then the next year, we got Reggie White. I said, that's no way we'll get Reggie White. We're the smallest market. They say free agents don't come to Green Bay. Reggie White comes. And then next thing you know, 1995, we got the Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. There you go, that Dallas fan over there. And we get over there and they beat us because we didn't really buy into teamwork. The next year, 1996, we go on to win the Super Bowl. Because when you swipe your card and it turns green to let you in, one team, one dream. If you swipe it and it turns red, go to HR, they just traded you. But for us, when you come into the building, everybody on the same page. So we go win Super Bowl 31, and we beat the Patriots, and we had an intern making sure they didn't deflate none of the footballs, too. We were watching. This side of the room don't know that joke? Man. Bill Parcells, I'm gonna move my team because they want us to keep them focused, but that was amazing. And then I remember Lee Rimmel walked by me, and I remember him saying, oh, you made all decade. I said, what's all decade? He said, well, if you make all decade, you may one day be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I was like, yeah, right. They don't put safeties in. They put quarterbacks, receivers, running backs. He said, no, you never know. So he went on. So I retired in 2002. And then my career was amazing because I played for one team. And I love that G because it stands for Green Bay, but it also stands for greatness. And I just remember my first time being a semifinalist. I thought it was cool. The first time I was a finalist, it really woke me up to say, this may happen, but you never know when. And I just remember seeing Roger Staubach, one of my childhood heroes, that one day I'm gonna be on the same team as him as a Pro Football Hall of Famer. And then we had the pandemic. And then 2022, I had no idea what was going on, but I do tours here, and I want you all to sign up for tours before you leave. Matter of fact, you can't leave until you do, but be honest. Or buy something out of the pro shop. We tackle people. That's not true, it's not true. So I'm on a tour, they call my wife and say, okay, he made it, but don't tell him. Don't tell him, because we want to figure out how to do it. So they call Charles Woodson. And Woodson is trying to figure out, like, what's going on? Okay, LeRoy made the Hall of Fame, but we got to figure out how to, instead of Mr. Baker, who left, and now we have a new president, Jim Porter, he just said, let teammates do it. So now I'm in Racine, Wisconsin. I'm not in LA, I'm not in Miami, Tech, no, New York, no, I'm in. So I'm sitting there. I'm doing an interview with the Racine Journal-Times, and my daughter wanted me to take her to school because she wanted me to sign something for some kid. She just made this up to get me there. And I'm sitting there and I hear a knock. And my father-in-law never lets people go to the door. I mean, not even if it's DoorDash, he goes. He says, Roy, get the door. So I go down there to get the door, and I look out the peephole, I see Woodson in his gold jacket. Like, why is he at my house? So I just opened the door, and then I saw him, and if you watch it on YouTube, I shut the door, I said, I gotta get my Bible, because that calms me. But I said, this is happening. I open the door and see 50 cameras, all these people. They come into the house, and I was like, this is amazing. And I thought about my mom being my hero and my teachers and all the people who helped me, my teammates. And then fast forward, it was a Thursday against the Titans. Mark Murphy, who is just a platinum human being, but he's an exceptional president, we were gonna put your name up in the stadium. And I was like, wait a minute, because I never knew like the names in the stadium, like how you get up there. I never asked. And then when I heard they were gonna do that, before I addressed the crowd, I invited a lot of my teammates. I could say, can you please give my teammates a round of applause? And they all clapped for them. And I said to myself, this is amazing, but I gotta stay grounded to let people know that, yes, my name is in the stadium, but it represents all the people who helped me. And I wanna be accessible in the community that people can see a Hall of Famer, a board member, and people, and you can do all those things and still get what you want out of life. But in closing, my mom told me a few things. She said, be a leader, not a follower. But if you're going to follow, choose the right leaders, like Bart, all right? And Renee Trozala. She paid me $10 to say that, so I had to get it in. So I love people, and Satcham is right. His kids are like my kids, I love them. But the reason why I love Wisconsin is we all want everybody to succeed, not just me, you. No, we're all on the same team. And yes, I know it's some other teams in the state, and we love you, and we respect you, and we treat you with respect when you come to this area. But for the most part, when we take off all our colors, we are on the same team. Even if we don't look alike, have the same religion, but we're all on the same team. And if you help somebody who you don't know, the satisfaction that you will get is something you've never seen before. And the very last thing I'll say about the Lambeau Leap and telling that story, I'll never forget this young man. I jumped up there, he spilled a beer, and he yelled at me that he owed me a beer. I'll never forget that. But the story about the leap, for the last 2 minutes, this is my button your coat moment. Okay, I met a couple presidents in my days. I met W, he was cool as a fan, came to, what's up? No Secret Service, and now you can talk to him. This time we had Clinton wanted to see the stadium, Bill Clinton. So he comes in, and I went to Robert Brooks. I said, Robert, the song you wrote, Jump in the Stands, about the Lambeau, do you have it? It was on a CD. They're like, what's a CD? A CD is something, never mind, but it's a CD. He said, yeah, I got it. I said, give it to me. He gives it to me. I put it in my jacket. He said, what are you gonna do with it? I said, I'm gonna give it to the president. You can't do that, you'll get shot. I said, wait a minute. We're in Lambeau Field. You know your Secret Service when you have like glasses on and look like you hadn't smiled ever in your life, and you're like, and you're touching your ear. And then they're like, so he's talking to Brett and Reggie and all the people. I'm waiting. For girls, it was like double Dutch. You know, you wait to jump, never mind. It's like a hop, jump rope game, never mind. I got 6 daughters, and my sister was my hero. So I waited, and there's my opportunity. I say, Mr. President, have you ever heard of the Lambeau Leap? He said, what's the Lambeau Leap? You need to fire all your minions over there. How can they have you in this stadium and don't put it on your little thing you're reading to us? Lambeau Leap and caps mention that. So I said, my friend, Robert Brooks, wrote a song, Jump in the Stands. And he grabbed it, which he's not supposed to do. But we in Lambeau. Secret Service like, man, you're right. Y'all put it in his jacket. And it was amazing. And Robert Brooks was brilliant because he trademarked it so no other team can try to steal it. So shout out to Robert Brooks. And congratulations to Schreiber Foods. Y'all got a lot of my money, by the way. A lot of my money. But you know what, the main thing I like? That you brought your team up here. It's easy to bring a CEO, president, but who's the people that don't get the headlines? I want to see them. So that's why I was giving you a standing ovation. I didn't have a seat, but it still was a standing ovation. But congratulations, because I know it's a hard award to get and very, very prestigious. Again, enjoy your lunch. Thank you to everybody who who signed up, who came. This means a lot to me. And I just want to say from me and my wife, we absolutely love the Packers and the state of Wisconsin. Thank you very much.
LeRoy Butler, thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to also give my congratulations to Schreiber Foods as well for your very well deserved recognition. This is how leaps, leaders, and legacies are made. But wait, there is more. After lunch, you won't want to miss attending one of our dynamic breakout sessions happening concurrently. Anne Franz will be hosting a new Manufacturing Alliance gathering upstairs in the Legends Room, featuring an announcement of the 2024 Industry 4.0 study results, youth apprenticeship panel and companies and students, how to be a great workplace, a NUMA updates and programs. At 1:15 right here on the atrium floor, we'll be hosting our fourth keynote, award-winning entrepreneur, author, founder of Politico and Axios, Jim Vandehei. You will also hear regional entrepreneurship and innovation updates. After both sessions end at 2:30, networking will continue during the reception upstairs. Please take the escalators to the fourth floor. We thank Microsoft for their reception sponsorship. And before you leave, please see the New North staff to get your summit gift, Jim Vandehei's book, Just the Good Stuff. We're proud that Jim is a native of Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We thank Associated Bank and EUA for their gift sponsorship.